Forgotten Realm, somehow behind Kenny Rogers episodes of Jackass. This is PZ85 Plays. I am Cody Sandusky, your Dungeon Master shrug emoji for the next couple of weeks still yet. I haven't been fired, and for that, you can thank Frank Stallone and the following three people that are going to be along on this episode. First of all, playing Bacchus, the half-orc barbarian, it is one Double H.
Bing, ding, 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 ding.
Playing the half-elf warlock Ginny, it's Lindsay Wolfgong.
I have a feeling this is going to be a train wreck tonight.
God, we made it through one good session for me as a DM. This is my legacy, and I cannot wait for it.
We just got to get in the same role again.
And playing Kenny Rogers himself is the co-owner and founder of Godzilla 1985, one Shannon Young.
I was raised on the dairy, bitch.
There it is. Okay. I was afraid it was going to happen. I didn't know when. Oh, at least you didn't see me before the show actually starts. Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. We are in Faerun somewhere, I'm sure. If you listen to the distance, you'll hear a man catching a baseball bat with his teeth.
What they didn't hear is the hour we just spent quoting SNL and Mad TV to each other.
Pretty much,
getting prepared for the show.
Which, spoiler alert, to peel back the curtain, that is basically how this show, every show on the network works. Right, especially with the triumvirate of Hunter, Shannon, and myself. It turns into just SNL talk.
We used to let you pay for that, but that time is over. That's done now.
That was before the dark times.
Oh God!
You know what?
Somewhere Jesse is sniffing the air like those sons of bitches.
I feel like it's an SNL moment where Jesse would pipe in and say, "I still do the pre-shows," and you would say,
"Yeah, well, who gives a damn?"
The appropriate response. Anyway, coming into this week's episode to maybe paint the picture about where we have been so far on the journey to Frickley. Our three fellows ran into each other on a forest path after an encounter with a farmer family. They found out they were on the run from a giant, also in a current entanglement with some satyrs. After handling that issue and hopping on the cart with the farmer family, they have made their way into a small village called Frickley, where the entirety of the town, it seems, has gathered into the Blue Duke to haggle, and decide how they are going to handle their own encounter with a giant, true blue in the flesh, Yegor Bone Crusher. When we left you, the discussion was happening between three people, Grigor, Tastra, and Pello, citizens of the area surrounding Frickley, or Frickley itself, deciding if the villagers were going to make a stand, offer up all of their goods to the giants, or run away. Our adventurers had found their way into the inn, and had started to interject themselves, one or two more gloriously than the others, I suppose, into the conversation about how best to handle the giant situation that befell them. We wrapped up with Pello, the halfling owner of the Blue Duke, starting to spin a yarn about an individual we will get into in this episode. So, at last check, Rosenblood, Shannon, you had just maybe started descending from your flight to the short roof of this place, trying to encourage and rally the villagers to fight for themselves.
Yeah.
Jenny, you were generally taking it all in, which is probably the safest route of all three of you. And Hunter, dual token, as I now look at my map and see that there are two of you.
I was going to say, there's two.
It's not Bacchus, it's Back Eye. He is the Gemini orc.
That's what you call him when there's more than one, yes. The plural.
The plural of Bacchus's back.
That was the other half of the orc.
Oh, well, son of a gun. I'm glad we found
Bing, ding, 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 ding.
Also, Cody, I'm going to need this to be Bone Crusher in this. Yes, that is the...
Oh, of course.
Legendary
You don't
rapper.
think I don't already have a token and also
There
the
you
song
go.
queued up, Never Scared?
There you go. All right.
That's going to be your battle music.
It was only going to be that one. There was no other option.
No. There is but one Bone Crusher, and he is a rapper from Atlanta who had one song.
See, I don't need my depression medication.
You got Bone Crusher.
I got this show.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to need my medication at the end of this show, but we're going to jump
No
into
pressure.
it. Understand. All right, so Bacchus, I believe the last thing you had said to Tastra was maybe a little bit of word about you having fought a similar battle, albeit with a different opponent, and how maybe just trying to encourage her to stick around.
Yeah, that was the gist of it. Was basically that we're going to need everybody we can get if the ultimate goal is going to be to fight this thing off, and she looks capable, basically.
All right. So the lay of the land
But,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but as I recall, homeboy on the bar there was about to spin a yarn, so
Indeed,
I'm listening.
I mean, either way you go, he's a shorter, stouter halfling. He may have to propel his voice a little bit further, but Pello, as it is, the owner of this establishment, the Blue Duke, someone who you can tell very resolutely, and had maybe alluded to it slightly before we stopped last session, does not plan on leaving this place come hell or high water. Stands up on the bar now. He left his bar stool that he had occupied in front of you, Bacchus, and begins to go into the tale of one individual that he had named at the end of the episode, Jaya Giant Slayer. Jaya is a local legend. According to the story, she grew up in Frickley a long time ago, but left when she was young to pursue a career in adventuring. And he kind of glances to the three of you, acknowledging as if maybe a kindred spirit exists between the three of you. Her most famous deed, the one that earned her that nickname, Giant Slayer, was single-handedly killing a frost giant that had been terrorizing a clan of dwarves up in the northern mountains. As I understand it, she returned from her travels many years ago, but has lived in an isolated cottage in the high forest near the Weeping Rock. There's a trail to get to her called Weeping Rock Trail, but it is dangerous to traverse due to the presence of the wild fey magic that exists in the high forest. You hear as soon as he winds down this conversation that people start muttering back and forth. You hear somebody yell from the back, "Is she even alive anymore?" You hear a woman scream from the back, "I don't think she even came back here." A lot of controversy spells about in this tavern. No one has seen her. No one really knows of her. Some people even think that she's just a legend, that it's just a rumor, a whisper, that this person never existed in the first place. The consensus, and you can tell that the triumvirate of Grigor, Tastra, and Pello all kind of come into one accord, at least on this part, that if she's alive, she is very old. She is probably not of combating age. But Pello will acknowledge to you directly. He looks at the three of you, even Rosenblood. He'll kind of look over his shoulder to glance at you closer to the door. I've never seen her myself, I'll fully admit. I have only heard the tales. But I believe with every fiber of my being that she is out there in that forest. And that if we can reach her, if we can compel her, that she still has that giant slayer tapped within her somewhere. She's still got a fighting spirit. Or at least for the sake of Frickley, I hope so. He then looks at the three of you, Bacchus, Ginny, and Rosenblood, and he kind of beckons Rosenblood to join the fray because he doesn't necessarily wish to speak this aloud to the entire town, although it's not really much of a secret. You three are the adventuring type, it seems, or at least, pray tell from what the farmer is whispering about, you can handle yourselves in combat or inside of any engagement or ensnarement. If you three can go find Jaya Giant Slayer and bring her back to town, if you can compel her to be a part of the defense of Frickley, I have not a lot in this town other than this tavern, but I do have a small cache of family heirlooms that I will give to you. And that's not all. You don't have to traverse this alone. We will find a guide, someone in this town who will lead you out there. Of course, being the owner of this establishment, I can give you provisions. You will have torches, you will have rope, you will have rations. You can find your way, although the rations may not be well needed. If you leave out now, you can get her and bring her back before tonight. If you can come back before nightfall and have Jaya with you, we can batter the defenses. We can be ready for this bone crusher to show up tomorrow and save our town. As he winds down this conversation, you can see the passion in his eyes, knowing again that he doesn't plan to leave. If everyone else ditches town, he will stand inside of the Blue Duke or get on the roof and try to look eye to eye of this giant for the last moments of his life. Hunter, you glance, or I guess Bacchus, apologies. Bacchus, you glance over to Tastra and you can tell that her thought between what you said and Pello's impassioned plea and discussion, her thought of leading the hunters out of town is wavering a little bit. But I do need you to make a persuasion check.
Okay. That's something I can do. Persuasion. Oh, it's not something I can do well, but it's something I can do. Regardless, if I actually open my my dice here. Hey, there they are. Let's just quick roll here. Maybe nope. That's a 1 total.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, what was your argument, at least? I know we heard a little bit of it, but can you maybe rehash it a little bit?
The gist of it was effectively if we're it came down to if the idea is to stand and fight or to run, that to stand and fight is the better of the two because we have a chance, effectively. The tyrants can't be allowed to oppress the people. And generally, when they're stood up to, things don't go so well for them. More or less what it came down to. But, of course, now the conversation has shifted completely. So, Bacchus would even suggest that. I mean, barring a brief question of, does he really believe we have the time to make this happen? That would be his go-to plan as well, then. So,
Tastra looks at Pello. She looks at you. She kind of chortles a little bit, specifically acknowledges, we have elves, the lot of us in this town. We are hunters. We have no anchor to leave us to this place. If we leave, there's nothing really lost for us. We can be a mobile group and find somewhere else to settle in the high forest. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I know is the phrase for many in this town, but for us, there's nothing really to venture. Grigor was already of the mindset of wanting to at least offer the giant everything they had. He wasn't really in the fighting mood, but you can tell that between Tastra's mentality and him not really being able to get a read on the three of you, at least at this juncture, he's feeling kind of uncertain. He's troubled by this. You can see the weight on his frame, his shoulders kind of slumping down a bit as he just looks at the three of you and acknowledges that this is my life. This is my home. We only had the one plan, which was to hope to appease the giant, but if the farmers that came in, these folk from Frickley, are any indication, that's not going to bode well. Rander telling his tale doesn't make me think this is a great plan. Do you, the three of you, think that you can compel this giant slayer to come be here? We're not much in the way of fighting folk. We're farmers. We tend the land. That's all we know. But if one plan doesn't work, and it doesn't sound like it's going to, if we wish to stay, it may be all we have left.
Well, I would say you don't need a giant slayer when you've got me here, but if you're so determined to fetch this woman, I suppose that we could. I've never had a problem charming my way into a woman's heart and back again, so why not?
I'm intrigued just at the fact that so many people don't believe she exists. I'm always up for solving a good mystery.
As Tastra's suggestion, basically that she's going to leave. Her and her people are going to leave.
Tastra and the hunters' hunter, blah, blah. Her plan with her group is to currently depart, as in sticking around. At least, as of this conversation, they haven't been compelled to stick around, I can tell you that.
Are they heading? Where are they heading? Do we know?
Elsewhere. They haven't really determined. For them, it may well be. Being a hunting group, you'd probably mark them probably most akin to a ranger or a rogue batch, so they're fairly stealthy. They would probably observe from a decent distance what Bone Crusher does if he does show up tomorrow, and then probably go in a direction opposite him into the high forest.
All right, then I'm perfectly willing to go and seek out this person with these folk, but if they're going to leave anyway, my suggestion to them would be, why not come with us and help us in that endeavor? That way, if it doesn't work, they're already well out of town, and if it does, then perhaps we can change their minds.
Tastra looks at you intrigued. She hadn't thought about going on what she considers a fool's errand at this point. She is someone, for the record, who doesn't really believe that Jaya Giant Slayer exists, or at least at this juncture, nothing has put her in a place to believe it otherwise.
Well, what better way to find out than with your own eyes?
Go ahead and give me another persuasion check, but this time with advantage.
Okay. That ain't that one.
Nope.
Might be that one. 17 total.
Yeah, I think it might be that one. Tastra You can tell maybe adventurer isn't in her blood, but she's a hunter. She likes to roam. She likes to see what's out there. So she kind of gives a curl of a lip, maybe a bit of an eye roll, and says, you know what? That's fine. If we make it back by nightfall as we expect to, I'm not really worried about what my people can do. We can leave under the shade of night. Honestly, that may be better for us. So, yeah, I'll come along. So you have compelled an extra person, Tastra, to join your party. You've now got 4 traveling mates. Pello is standing on the bar, a little bit slack-jawed. He looks at you, Bacchus, and says, I haven't been able to compel this woman of anything in the years she's been around this village. I could barely get her to do anything in terms of an arrangement for bringing in food for this place. So,
over his shoulder at Rosenblood, pitched in his direction anyway. Bacchus says, sometimes all it takes is a strong and steady hand.
Well, look at that. Fangs has some charm.
Pello looks at the 3 of you before you get too far into what he expects is going to be a fun diatribe. He says, okay. You have a traveling party. But you probably need some provisions. We can see if there is something here. He jumps off the bar quickly, grabs a barmaid and the butcher in the back and says, okay, let's gather some supplies. Go out to the barn and see what you can grab. They come back in. He can tell that what he has to offer probably matches much of what you already have in terms of hempen rope, of torches, of anything that could serve you well. But he does offer whatever adventuring gear that you feel you may be in need of for this journey. Now, as he noted, it's only going to be a 1-day travel, so there's probably not much in the way of rations or provisions you need to take, but he offers up anything at his disposal here at the Blue Duke if you need it to go with you.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm already, just a meta here, so I guess Bacchus would go through his stuff and look and see. I'm packing a day's worth of rations, 50 feet of rope, and 10 torches anyway. So on my end, my offer back to him would be just replenish my stuff when I come back.
And Pello nods in affirmation. He agrees with that wholeheartedly.
I'm looking through mine to see what I've got because I actually don't remember. Actually, I don't think I have rations.
And you do. I'm looking at yours.
You almost definitely do.
Yeah, you do. At least, Shannon. You've got 10 days of rations, 50-foot rope, and you've basically got all the stuff Bacchus has. Jenny, you would be the one in particular that doesn't have anything.
I'll take the rations for sure.
Okay.
I don't.
It threw me off the fact that on my screen there's a little red box next to some stuff and not others, and for a second I thought that's what I had.
Nope.
As opposed to that's what's equipped. Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Well, Rosenblood would look at the provisions and at Jenny taking them and just kind of scoff and say, though I appreciate the handouts, I don't need them. And as far as your reward of jewels go, that may satisfy these two, but trinkets are not really something I'm interested in. I doubt you have anything that would compel me beyond my own thirst for adventure and besting what you describe as a giant. So
he's not a crow. Come on.
One of these days at work, I'm going to peck your eyes out.
It's only been 1 day. There's plenty of time.
Pello will offer Jenny and Lindsay. You can go into your equipment tab and you can just type them in if you want. 50-foot hempen rope, a batch of torches, like 5 to 10. I think 10's the standard in an adventurer's kit.
It is.
And then a day's rations if you want, or a day or two. So I said this is even with your lack of familiarity, Tastra alludes, and basically everyone alludes to the fact that if things go according to plan, this should be a there and back journey, and not like The Hobbit. It's going to be a 1-day round trip.
Oh, are we going to film this in Peter Jackson's patented Shittle-vision?
I thought you were going to say Peter Jackson's backyard, aka New Zealand, but sure.
Also, Hunter, do you remember when we started this? We started this, and I swore that I wouldn't be antagonistic.
Yeah, you sure did, pal.
I was the first one to make the bit.
You were. He was.
Makes me sad. I want to re-roll my character real quick. From now on, let's retcon everything that's happened. From now on, Rosenblood is sweet.
No.
That's a decision he can make.
Yeah. It's a decision you can make. Yeah, it's true.
Also,
we're not going to retcon it. You've crafted the bed. Now Rosenblood must lay in his nest.
From now on, also, he does not speak like an aristocratic bird. He actually sounds like
The Allstate bird.
I think you mean the bird from Waiting to Exhale.
You mean President Bird from 24?
President Bird. That's my character. I've changed it now. He's the president of
hey, you already spent the money changing your name to MAR Bad Kermit.
Well, that's what I am, and that's what I do.
Okay. All right. Pello had a thought. He looked at the three of you, and before Tastra joined along, he'll just say this outright. Before Tastra decided to go with you, I was going to offer someone who knows their way through the trail, or at least may well know their way through the trail. But I feel at this juncture that who better to go with than a hunter who's been through these woods in and out. He looks at Tastra. Do you feel comfortable leading this excursion? She sighs, kind of rolls her shoulders a little bit, and says, well, I've never found a giant slayer in my hunting, but I'm familiar enough with the trail, or at least I believe we can find our way out there. You can tell that she's not shifting her eyes, but that would be the equivalent in terms of she's feeling a little uncomfortable with having thrust the leadership on her like that to find this path. Pello will offer one more time. I've got a couple guys who can maybe do it if you want someone else to lead the pack. He looks at the three of you, Bacchus, Ginny, and Rosenblood. Do you want a fifth to join your party, or are you fine with the huntress there?
Sweet God, man. How many people are you going to put in this roster? We're fine with the three of us.
I would say that's up to our current guide's call, but I would leave that decision to her. If she's not comfortable with it, put someone else in charge. We're here to be the escorts.
Tastra, hearing that, gets a little bit encouraged, but also just the thought of being questioned. She's a very proud person. She puffs out her chest and said, No, I will do this. I can handle this.
Then so
that is where it stands. So Tastra and the three of you, Bacchus, Ginny, and Rosenblood, are going to start to find your way out of the Blue Duke and start your way toward the gate from whence you came, unless you have any other business to take care of here in the inn/tavern.
I'm assuming it's more beneficial to travel by foot in this case. This is something that's it's not really well made for horse travel or anything like that, right?
Yes. Pello will tell you before you go, because Tastra at this juncture still feeling pretty proud, but doesn't want to allude to the fact she may be a little bit questioning of her knowledge of the path. The trail's about 7 miles out there. I think you can make it there in a half day. You know, if you stay steady on the journey, if you don't leave the trail, you don't leave the paths, you should be able to make it to Weeping Rock in about a half day. And that's where we've always been told that Jaya exists, where Jaya lives. And then if you succeed in bringing her back, it's just a half day back. You should be fine once you figure out the way out there, and especially with someone who knows the way like someone who lives there. So,
if only we had some way of figuring out how to get back to the town. Almost if one of us could fly above the tree line to see. That is a tough one. I guess we do need her. Let's go.
Really?
Pello is going to be a little frustrated by you at this point. He feels like you've been piping up being an outsider, and while he appreciates your help, doesn't really feel great about someone who has been
just say it, a bird.
So outspoken about himself. But
just say it. Just say it. He doesn't like a bird in his bar.
No, it's not the bird itself. It's the attitude of the bird.
Well, I looked back through some of Pello's previous tweets and found some things that he posted.
Well, you know what?
I think the proper term is birditude.
Birditude.
Actually,
that's true.
I guess if anybody, Rosenblood would be the one tweeting.
Oh, the puns.
So you can make bird puns, but you get mad when I make them.
Well, it's because you make better ones. I hit
taking it back.
I go for the low branch.
Oh
yeah.
no. Okay.
So, branch.
Yep, there it is. So as you leave, the four of you, Grigor has gathered around the farmers, and there you hear some talk as you approach the door of saying, well, how do we defend our land? What do we do? He kind of looks at the few hunters that are there from Tastra's group and says, trapping. You guys hunt, right? Can you build some traps? And Pello kind of stands up on the bar, gives a quick whistle, and says, you know what? This is good. This is a better spirit than I expected at the end of the day, but let's wait to plan until we get a giant slayer. And with that, the murmuring generally continues, but unless you four have anything else to speak of here, I think you are more than welcome to start your way toward the Weeping Rock Trail.
No, I'd say time appears to be of the essence, so let's get to it.
Okay.
Onward.
So the four of you, now that you have Tastra alongside, are going to start finding your way, and I don't have an introductory image for this to peel back the curtain a bit. The trail begins a few hundred yards east of the village gates. So the way you came, and if you remember the map, actually I could probably just pivot it back to the very beginning where we started. If I bring you guys along with me, because interfaces are fun to learn. Where that circle is where we have been in Frickley. Basically, you're going to head due east into the forest. So at this juncture, the path is going to disappear quite quickly into the high forest. And that's where you start to find yourselves. Tastra leading the way, again, kind of just taking in everything. This portion you can tell she's comfortable with. At least being in the forest, she has a new spirit about her. Again, chest puffed out, shoulders rolled back. The woods is where she belongs. She is someone who feels much more competent, much more capable, being outside of a group of people inside of an establishment, much rather be breathing in the air. But after a half mile or so, this trail forks. The right-hand path looks a little bit more worn, and she's going to tell you, this part I'm familiar with. If we go to the right, we take a bridge over a small river. If we go to the left, they're stepping stones. There's not an established path we're going to have to cross. But it's less worn, so we're less likely to have any trouble going that way. She feels being away from people, or at least away from the path, she leans more toward the left. She's going to tell you, I don't know how much, especially looking at Bacchus, I don't know how much you are in the way of crossing a river, or at least hopping across stones to get across a body of water, but I feel a little bit better going that way and avoiding anybody. But she does leave it, at least to you guys.
On my end, I'll follow her lead. Wherever she wants to go, that works for me.
Then she'll look over at Jenny and Birdman, Rosenblood especially. She chortles a little bit again and says, maybe I should be a little less concerned because I've got a flying individual with me, not something I've ever had with me on an adventure, or at least a sentient speaking being who can soar above the trees. Tell me, you're probably comfortable either way. Which way are you feeling we should go?
Well, flying around is one thing, but I think I'll follow my new half friend over here, and let's do it.
Half friend is about as accurate as you can describe our relationship at this point.
He says we have a relationship. I'm getting somewhere.
She looks at the two of them and then looks directly at you, Jenny, and says, have they been this way the entire time you've known them?
For the few hours, yes.
Has it only been a few hours? It feels like a lifetime.
Riveting. She starts to make her way toward the left, so if you guys aren't going to disagree, you'll take the path to the left and find yourselves initially in front of a batch of stepping stones. The sound of running water drifts down this path towards you. You emerge onto the steep banks of a narrow but fast-moving river. They're fast-flowing, but several slim columns of gray stone jut up through the foaming white water, forming a path of stepping stones. Downriver, you can see a number of dark shapes, however, moving back and forth just under the surface. The stone columns look slippery. There's spray coming from the river, as you would expect with a fast-moving body of water. You see the white bubbles kind of surging over them and crashes every so often. It's about 3 feet below these stone columns. The river itself, you look at, it's about 20 feet across. These stepping stones are roughly about every 4 feet. I have a feeling what one of you are going to do, so in fact, I'll just go ahead and demur to you. Rosenblood.
Cody, I have something I would like to do.
Yeah? You want to get your talons wet there, do you, bud?
I'm going to pat Bacchus on his shoulder and say, I hope you've got good balance. You look like the stout type, and then I'm just going to kind of hover my way across and land on the other side.
Just for kicks and grins, I would really like to give you an athletics check, but I can't argue that a bird can find his way across a body of water that's 20 feet across. So yeah, sure. As much fun as that sounds.
Land on the other side and kind of pat my wings and be like, whoa, that was tough.
So I
can't
guess
help but feel he's mocking us.
I guess we are going from left to right. Oh, what gave you that idea? Cody.
Oh wait,
quick,
I'm sorry.
The river is flowing south
yes,
to north on the
way.
map.
Yeah, that's my bad. Yep.
No, I'm just asking.
What's that?
So the river is flowing from south to north on the map, or north to south?
It's flowing north to south on the map that I've given you.
Okay.
If memory serves correct, I think it's supposed to go the other way, but we'll make it work.
Okay.
Also, I want to apologize to Hunter real quick because I forgot the rule. So I'd like to redo my statement again. I brush off my wings and say, "Well, that was tough."
Oh no! He remembered
Every
the
time.
Coco rule.
Every time.
Why?
Sure.
Birds of war.
They're not responding to the pageantry.
Oh no!
That's basically his whole theme at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
No,
his
that's
motto.
his mantra
Not
for
responding
life.
to my pageantry.
They're not responding.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Don't make me use my bag of sand on you.
You
I
know,
feel like-
he would appreciate it more if you had a bag of feed. Just some
I know, right?
sunflowers.
I feel like if I come in there, you're just gonna throw sand in my eyes. So. Okay, so we need to get from side to side. Yes.
Indeed. And now all I can think of is the freaking tallow bum. Thank you, guys.
Sorry.
Okay.
She is a slut.
No,
Got,
no, this was a family friendly podcast.
No, once we brought Kenny Rogers into it, it was
Yeah,
over.
no, it was long.
it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
I assume basically just to try to keep balance and get across in one move. That's going to be an athletics check. Yes.
You are accurate. Actually, just a subtle. I'll give you a little bit of a twist. Although for you it does kind of balance out in the wash. I will give you an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Well, athletics I'm actually a little bit better at than acrobatics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make an acrobatics check. I assume it's just one to get across, one to make a move action, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll step up and take the lead here. Why not? Not that I know where I'm going when I get there, but we'll see what happens. Ugh, that ain't good.
Follow
9.
the rocks.
9 total.
A 9. Bacchus, you're going to get your first couple of strides across the rocks. You're feeling a little bit confident after you get fjorded across the first couple, but as the stones, as you see on the map, turn a little bit to the south on that fourth one, you are going to slip off an edge of them and plunge into the water.
Right about here.
You've nailed it,
Or-
which I clicked.
perfect.
Forgetting,
Okay.
I gave you from. Yeah, you guys have movement. I forgot about that. That's my bad.
Okay.
I did. Yeah, the water. It's cold. You're feeling it. You
Super.
haven't been dragged too far just yet. You're not hurt. You don't take any points of damage, but you
Okay.
can tell this current is strong. You're going to be going down a little bit.
Good news is I can also swim pretty well, so I got
There
that
you go.
going for me.
Tastra, I just rolled for her, and you can tell she's wobbling a bit. Her sure-footedness escapes her at this moment. Maybe it's because of the new people. Maybe it's because she hasn't done this part in a little while, at least in this specific portion. But she hesitantly makes a couple of leaps, and she finds her way across with Rosenblood.
Rosenblood, seeing Bacchus in the water, is going to look over at Jenny and yell, "Do you want a lift?
Is that an option?
I am a bird."
I mean, if you want to fly me over there, I'll
What
gladly
can
take
you
it.
carry? That's actually, I don't know. Can you carry anybody this early on?
I was just about to say, Cody, is that an option before I get too loud?
At level 2, I haven't had anybody try to make a carry, so let your boy consult the little book he's got here.
Also, while you're doing that, I meant to ask, so the 6 points of damage I took in that encounter, did I ever heal that, or do I still have that 6 points of damage?
You currently do have that 6 points of damage, although you do have hit dice you can use. And typically I'd point you to where that is on the D&D Beyond site, but now I have to look at your sheet and tell you where that's hiding at.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I haven't had to look at an actual sheet in a little bit. You have a couple of dice you should be able to use. I believe it's D8, if math serves correct. So it would be something, you can't do that until a short rest. Never mind, you haven't yet. You may be able to at some point.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. So you have the capability of doing that without healing, like taking a long rest or anything like that. But we didn't do that at the bar, so that's not yet.
Right.
In terms of your carrying, Jenny, while being a smaller person, is of medium size, if I'm seeing everything right. So she is not quite in the range of things you can carry.
I'm a little heavy for you.
Probably all that sass.
Probably.
I thought you were going to say sand.
Yeah, it is.
It specifically says it's a little bag of sand.
It is.
If you fall in that water, you're just gonna make mud.
I know, right?
You're gonna have a mud pouch.
It is well tucked in my bag.
And I see that you don't have anything. You're straight up and down on your rolls because of acrobatics and athletics.
I ain't got squat for that. So let's see how badly the dice want me to get drenched.
If it makes you feel better,
Oh!
well, I was gonna say if it makes you feel
flips
better, there's
across.
sand on those banks. But yeah, you don't have to worry about it. With a nat 20,
I made a little prayer to my demon buddy, and
in fact, you're feeling pretty confident. You leap off that last stone. You do a little bit of a cartwheel on the bank.
I don't think I could physically do that without hurting myself.
Well, but that's Jenny.
You could see the demon give an okay sign. I go Oakley Dokley.
Oakley Dokley. White wine spritzer. So the three of you are dryly across, but your friend Bacchus, he's going to find himself about 10 feet down the way by the time Jenny gets her way across. He pops up. Bacchus, you pop up. Again, no worse for the wear. Maybe pride soaked more than any kind of physical harm. But
Oh no, I got something for this. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
oh, do you?
Yeah, keep going.
All right, but as you
I
start
don't like the way
bobbing
this is going.
your way out of the water, those dark shapes you guys notice toward the end of the way start making their way toward you, specifically a little bit. You're going to have, well, did it not drag onto my map? Cooperate with me, you demon game.
Also,
There you
am I the only one that can't drag things on the map?
If
Because
you
you
can't
didn't
drag
give
you, I
him
can
an
change it,
actual
yeah.
icon.
What?
You have to act in the D&D Beyond. You haven't actually joined the campaign yet, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We can
It's
figure that out
Sergeant
afterwards.
Snips multiplied.
Yes.
Am I the only one that sees the mod from Skyrim? And I won't say the word of just the mud crabs coming out of the water, going, "You done f***ed up now."
No. That's Rosenblood. You don't speak crab or any kind of oceanic species, but you kind of got a feeling that that's what they're intuing as Bacchus. You come out of that water, and as you're, I'm assuming, trying to scramble toward the side to get out, you guys are going to have a quadruplet of what's a quartet. There it is, the word I'm looking for. I'm trying to be fancy and messing it up. You got a quartet of giant crabs in the water starting to make their way toward you.
But I don't care for shellfish.
Oh, great! I team up with one orc, and already they're trying to give me crabs. I want to step out of the game now.
Oh, do you?
If I could just.
We hear the door close in the background.
Oh, hold on! I'm getting a phone call.
All right. So Bacchus, what do you wish to do?
And I'm back.
So we're not. This is not an initiative situation. Yes.
You told me you had something to do. I definitely want to see what you are.
Oh no,
what
I had
you
something
plan
to
on doing
say.
beforehand.
I had something to say. That's all.
Oh yes, then that's much less fun. I thought you were going to try a little bit of a dandy dice roll. No,
No,
if
I
that's
have,
the
I
case,
have nothing to do. To the best of my knowledge, anyway. I don't think there's anything I can. I mean, I definitely want to try to swim to the bank, but if that's not something I can do yet, I assume.
no, actually, it's not. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
Hunter, did you not pack the giant? What are the little crab
Inflatable raft?
mallets? No, the crab mallets that the.
Well, I heard the crab was almost ready, so.
It's 4 of them are almost ready. No, what am I doing? Please do this.
I think those are from last time. There we go. Unless they were from this time. No, they were. Yeah, they were. All right,
Hey, 19.
There you go. Well, I'm going to add you guys in here because I goofed up.
Actually, I rolled a 22 for myself.
Okay.
I got
22.
4.
Jenny, 4. Okay. Well,
I'm at 16.
okay.
I got a rock.
I think the rock
Did
would
you
be the
also
best
learn do
case
nothing
scenario
attack?
for me at this point.
Just throw the rock at the crab.
Oh, boy. Okay. Tastra rolled a 20.
Cody, when this
Now
is
let's
over,
see.
are you going to get me a T-shirt that says "I fought a crab, I fought a lot of crab"?
Damn it. That was the. Damn it. If I was going to go first, the joke I was going to make was about those t shirts. Oh.
All
Gotta
right,
stop. No, go ahead.
just for kicks and grins, these guys are going to act in pairs in terms of their initiative order because rolling all 4 of them sounds much less fun.
There's too many crabs, Cody.
There are. And I'm going to go ahead and number these bad boys real quick.
They don't qualify for that no crabs diet.
That's Citizen Snips. Lindsay already make that joke?
I like how they act
I
on
did.
2 different initiate orders, but it's going to be right back to back.
Yeah, that was the plan. And then the dice roll happened, and I'm like, well, maybe I'm not good at this DM thing. Who knew?
The dice make fool of us all.
I was going to say, what's to be done, Cody?
Are these crabs going to click their tongues and stroke their beards?
Stroke their little crab beards.
What's to be done about this half-orc barbarian?
I think they know.
Well,
I think they have plans.
Well, you guys know the shellfish must protect the sweet. Damn it, if I didn't watch that episode the other night. All right, so British man and pile of sugar, Rosenblood. What are you going to do? Because you are first in the order.
Well, my instinct is to laugh at.
That's free, though. That's a free action.
Hey,
Yeah,
it is.
so-
It very much is a free action.
Let out a hearty chuckle at Bacchus's predicament, and then I've got this longbow, and I forget how it works in this particular in the 5e, I believe is what we're doing, right?
Yes.
So
I thought
is
you were going
pull
to
it-
just tell us that you didn't know what a bow did, and I was waiting for that.
Pulling your
I have
weapon
this
is part of your
longbow.
move
I
action.
don't know what it does, but it's there.
it's part of your what?
It's part of your move action. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
then yeah.
you can withdraw it with no issue.
Yes, I'd like to draw my bow then, my longbow,
Drawn the bow. All right.
and I'm gonna take a shot at.
I imagine, what's your range? On the longbow? It's like
I was actually
60
about to
feet.
look at that.
Yeah, you've got shot on everybody.
I don't see where is that listed. I actually don't see that. I mean, I trust you, but I don't.
I mean, I just look it up real quick. Again, these
Also-
are the things I forget in terms of like what's available and what's not on an actual sheet.
Also, I feel like this is one of those instances, like the question I had last time, where what's to stop Rosenblood from hovering in the air above the crab, therefore being completely, safe from them? Do they have a range attack?
You wouldn't know.
Not that I have found thus far.
Because I just feel like that's cheating. Like I want to do it, and I also feel like it's no fun. I don't want to be Jesse. Are we being recorded? Is this being recorded?
Oh, don't worry. He and I have already had a tiff today over fantasy football. It's fine.
Okay, I don't want to be Jesse and just win. So
I mean,
I'm gonna say.
you're well within your right as a character to do so. Like I can't dispute with you that that's the skill that Eric Okra has.
I mean,
But I'm gonna keep
birds eat crabs.
I'm gonna keep my claws on the ground for now, because let's say that he feels that is beneath him, no pun intended, to take such shortcuts during combat. He will only do that if he is in desperate need for it.
You can also split up your movement. Remember, you
Yeah.
have a grand total of 6 squares to move in whatever direction, but you can move as much as you want, then do something, then move again.
But I think Cody, you said that I've got range from here, right? I don't need to move any closer.
Yeah, that's actually, I pulled up the longbow. The longbow has 150 feet of just standard range, and these guys, if I do my little snap to center and draw you a line, you're
sweet.
within about 40 feet of everybody. So
Okay, well, then I'm gonna take a shot at the furthest one. That way the others can
This one,
swing
number
at the
one?
yeah, swing at the closer ones.
okay, so number one. All right, give me a roll.
And I also forget it's a 1d20. But do I have a bonus on? What is the bonus for that? Is there a bonus for that?
Go
You
look
should
at your
say
sheet here. Yeah,
Under actions, you should have all your weapons equipped.
which currently I'd see the unarmed strike and the talons. So
So I've got to hit DC +5. So it'd be a 1d20 +5.
that sounds about right to me.
All right, I just don't want to do anything stupid. I don't want to look stupid, guys.
Oh, don't worry, I've got plenty of that for the
oh,
rest of us. Oh, that is a critical hit. Okay.
Why
So,
is Rosenblood so damn good at combat? I don't get it.
Okay, so I see, at least on a basic longbow, it's 1d8 piercing. Of course, you've got it on your sheet, so you can correct me
Right.
on what that damage is.
1d8 +3. It looks like.
Okay, so roll it and double it.
16.
16. All right, so let me pull up my thing here, and well, you're gonna pop that bad boy right in the head. I guess I'm thinking about the anatomy of a crab. I was gonna say the chest. I
Right
don't really
between
know
the
what-
shell plates.
Right, but
There
yeah,
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hit him in the meat, square in the meat, and I hope you didn't want that arrow back because it goes in him and he starts going downstream because he is well dead.
Oh, that was dinner. It's fine.
There's still 3.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'll say.
Save
you
me
still
some
have
of
a
the
chance.
meats.
Oh no.
Keep shooting.
God damn it. Okay, so now I don't know why that cracked me up so much. Just
Why is that one broken?
I don't know. I'm pulling the Dalton over here. Okay, now that Rosenblood, unless you've got anything else you wish to do.
No.
All
I'm
right.
good.
Then it is up to Tastra, who's coming up next, and she's gonna look back a little bit impressed. She kind of gives a glance over her shoulder. She's thinking, longbow user, and skilled at that. She's gonna do the same thing.
For the record, that's Rosenblood notices this and gives a very Kylo Ren-esque bow.
I love that all this is happening within 6 seconds. We're talking about this.
He's a bird. Birds see ahead of time.
No.
So the birds tap into the speed force.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. But Tastra is going to do the exact same thing. So she's going to go ahead and give a damage, or an attack roll, for her longbow. And just by the skin of her teeth, she is going to get over that armor class of these crabs. Barely. So she's going to go ahead and do the 1d8 plus 2 in her case.
The crab is ready for her.
All right. So crab number 2, because she's thinking the same thing you were in terms of giving it some damage and trying to ward off the ones that were further away. This one is going to take 5 damage, and that's going to put him at that. Okay.
Well, Cody, as you know, when it's time for crab.
It's time for crab. All right. Tastra doesn't really have a plan to do anything else. She is going to use some movement to come up to the bank, maybe as an assist to Bacchus, and see if she can help pull him out.
That's something she can do.
That's something she can do. And actually, I'll move here because the way water works, you'll probably be moving downstream. And Jenny, you're up.
Okay, first off, since they're in the water, what sort of resistance would they have to a fire attack?
I'll just allude to with this. 4's not really in the water. He's already starting to make his way up onto the pebbles here on the edge. You can tell that he can see 2 of them are heading toward them, but now that this has happened, and one of his fellows has already gone downstream with an arrow in his meat, he plans on getting to you guys, so on the shore.
Okay.
So he's a little above the surface, and that's all I'll give you on that one.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let him do his thing then. And I'm gonna come down here. And because I want to save that one. I don't want to do that yet.
I think I know what
I
you're
know.
I thought she meant the crabs. I was like, please don't save any of the crabs. Please kill all the crabs.
Preferably.
I will buy you a crab familiar later if you will kill these crabs.
Oh, that's a scroll we can find. Scroll of crab familiar.
And it just says time for
Okay,
crab.
well,
That's
okay, from where I am going to go ahead and cast my Eldritch Blast at the crab to my left.
All right, so you get to go blasty blasty, or as we say in my other DM group. So anyway, I started blasting. So go ahead and roll that 1d20 plus 4.
Frank Reynolds special.
I'm like,
That's right. Dang, the high rolls on you guys. Well, sorry, Bacchus.
Yeah,
don't jinx
yeah.
me. Don't jinx me.
All right, so that's certainly a hit. Go ahead and give me a 1d10 plus 2 for damage.
This is my curse, by the way. As a DM, unstoppable. As a player, dead in minutes.
I was about to say quite stoppable.
Raw unstoppable.
That's right.
12.
Dang, crit damage. Okay, so max damage. Yeah, you catch him right between the eyes, and he is going to start floating downstream the same way. So you guys have sent 2 crabs to their makers, or to Joe's, whichever place you prefer. Ginny, anything else you wish to do?
No, I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. So now it comes to the crabs. And something E3 announcement. I never remember the bit other than giant crabs.
So it's
giant enemy crab.
So it's come to this.
That's right. It has come to this. So number 2, swim speed. By the way, for most of I guess Bacchus, you'll already know this. 2 feet for every 1 foot you swim.
Yeah, it's like difficult terrain.
But that doesn't really apply to the Krabby Boys.
The Krabby Boys. Now I need to know their backstory, and I need a spin-off adventure for them.
I mean, I'm sure I can make sentient crabs at some point in the future.
The Krabby Boys origins.
Oranges. So he's gonna roll up on you. He's gonna roll up on you and try to snap one of those claws on you.
I wish he wouldn't.
Well, don't worry, because he is going to miss.
Okay. I'm no longer
You're
worried.
bobbing in the water here a little bit, and it does not do well to grab you. He kind of takes a clap, and he misses you.
What you don't realize is that before they came into this water, they were actually practicing. They're a boy band. They're a boy crab band, and we just interrupted their practice.
Sidestepping.
Cody, real quick, speaking of clapping, before we move on, let's give a quick shout-out to Christina Applegate.
Of course,
Yes. That's very important.
Our apologies to those of you who have been here for 50 minutes and has not received the thing you were wanting.
We rolled critical on respect for Christina Applegate.
That's right. You always, it's hard to miss a roll for respect for Christina Applegate. All right, so crab number 1 is feeling a little ashamed of himself because he couldn't grab a target in his environment. So his turn is done.
Yeah,
Right.
he's the crab street boy that no one likes.
Yeah. But brother man number 3 is going to make his way to you and try the same exact thing.
Oh,
So let's
brother.
roll and see. Don't look. Oh no!
Fit to join the lady crab army. What?
Well,
either a
it
crit or
benefits Bacchus.
Well, it's a crit one way or another.
So Bacchus, despite not spending much time in water, you seem at least adept to avoid these claws. And not only do you avoid this claw, this crab didn't really find out his orientation for where he was in respect to the bank. He tries to snap at you and rams that claw directly into the ground below you.
It's like when you jam your finger in the door.
Ow.
So not only does he not grab you, he's going to go ahead and take 4 points of damage.
Okay. That's something he can do.
So he's feeling a little bit wounded right now, probably in pride if he were a more intelligent creature and otherwise. And so, it now comes to you. And in fact, I will, at least in his case, there's not going to be any attack of opportunity for him on you with you trying to move because, he's kind of got his claw jammed to the ground.
But I assume the other one would get one if I tried to move.
He's certainly going to try, unless I guess it would be a disengage action for you.
So here's a question for you, since I haven't played that much 5e. What's it going to be like for me to try to fight in the water?
That is a good question, and I'll be frank, not one I'm completely prepared for, because typically with spellcasters, I've seen them in the water a little bit, and it's kind of, how that tends to go. For a barbarian, this is going to be a little bit interesting.
Yeah, I've said it before, the only thing I cast is intimidating gazes across the bar.
That's right. So what I'm going to hand wave here is if you do wish to bear up an attack, I will note that you're going to need to get close to the bank, because in the middle of this river, you're floating in about 6 to 8 feet of water, so there's not really a place for you to plant your feet and get leverage.
So I guess at this point, it's going to be most advantageous to me to take the disengage action and try to get on the land first rather than attacking.
Yes, I would lean that way. If you were any closer to the bank where you could probably prop your feet up, I would, to peel back the screen a bit, I'd probably give you disadvantage on an attack. But yeah, where you're at in the water, you're not going to be able to plant yourself and really get a proper swing. It's more you're just kind of keeping your arms extended to try to ward them off as best you can, but also keep yourself above water.
Okay, then I'm going to take the disengage action as my main action so that I don't provoke any attacks of opportunity as I'm moving here.
Yep.
And then, do I need to roll anything to move? Am I going to need to roll athletics to swim?
Not to swim, but we will, depending on... I'm assuming you're probably going to make your way over to Tastra to try to get some help getting out of this water.
Yeah, that was the plan. I mean, I'm going to move basically here first, and then see if she'll pull me up to there, and then continue moving.
So your swimming capabilities, it's basically 2 feet for every 1 feet, so it's half speed to get you there. At this juncture, I do need a strength check from you and her both, though.
Okay, strength, you said.
Yes.
Well, that's good. I got a nice little bonus on that. Hopefully, that'll be good news. That's better. 15.
Yep, and she rolled 18 total, so.
Awesome.
with that, and I would probably venture to say the rest of your movement speed, if you want to pull yourself up onto the bank there.
Okay. So is it still difficult terrain to get up onto the bank?
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, which means I've actually got 2 left beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to move through her space and in my space here.
Okay.
And as I'm moving, I'm going to go ahead and draw one of those hand axes too.
All right.
And
So
that's it.
Bacchus, with a little bit of difficulty, at least trying to get away from one crab, you do. I'd say not dog paddle, but you competently get yourself across the 5-6 feet of water that gets you to the bank. Tastra puts up her bow after she shoots that first arrow and extends you a hand, pulls you out, and you seem to get your feet on the edge of that, or the bank of that river, pretty easily. Get yourself up, and you are ready for whatever comes next.
Yeah, Bacchus is not one to mince words, but I'm just going to say he says something to the effect of a thanks to her as he prepares himself for action.
Yeah. She gives a subtle nod, and away we go. Back to Birdman. You are in the back, a safe distance away, but you are next up with 2 crabs who, with some safe assumption, are going to be making their way toward your compatriots.
I'm here. Hold on. I'm here. Okay, I'm here.
Okay, I was about to say, Rosenblood. Did I call you Birdman one too many times?
No,
Snake.
I was grabbing a little Pepsi and thought I had more time. Okay, I'm going to, I kind of like my perch, so I'm going to take a shot at the crab to the left.
Okay, so number 2. Go ahead and give
Left
your attempt then.
Left crab, is what it's called.
Okay. I was going to say left, your left, or my left, but our perspective is literally the same if we're looking at a map, so ignore me.
So I'm thinking to myself, there's no way in hell I'm going to keep this momentum going. I almost don't want to roll to attack.
Just leave it to the rest of them.
Just like, you guys got this, right? But let's do
3
it.
on 2. That's how numbers work.
See? Significant. He's arrogant now, is what it is.
You say significantly lower. Yeah. You beat me to it. Dang it. I was too busy on my own train of thought. Again, your confidence behooves you to act maybe swifter than you need to with that longbow. You draw back, you release, and it's not by much, but you're going to graze the top of his shell. And this crab doesn't really take any damage from that, as the arrow itself, probably the feathers on the end of your arrow itself, kind of skates across his back and goes into the other side of the bank.
Put feathers on your arrow? What kind of sick bastard are you?
I was going to say something synthetic, but we're in the Forgotten Realms. I don't know if plastics and whatnot have been crafted
Maybe
yet.
they're just his own. He's up at night making feathers and you just hear, ow, ow.
No.
He's molting. I mean, you got to do something with
No.
molted feathers. It's a waste of time otherwise.
These are my father's feathers.
Please
I
call me
bested him in
Mr. Birdman.
combat.
His honor. Okay,
Mr. Birdman is my father.
I'm
Jeez.
I guess I'm going to how high were those stones above the crabs?
5 feet for each, so they're approximately 20 feet up. Or at least 20 feet north. 20 to 25 feet north of where those crabs are.
All right, I'm gonna, just for a good perch aiming spot, even though I don't think I'm gonna get another round to kill them, I'm gonna move over to that first stone and land on it. Kind of hover over to it and land.
Okay, so I assume you're only going to need about 5 feet to fly up, which would give you 10, 15, 20, 25 in descent. Yeah.
Let's do that, just for the optics of it.
Okay. Well, I am going to ask you to make an acrobatics throw.
I will not make an acrobatics. I will not.
Acrobatics is the thing that Olivia Newton-John tried to get us to do, but Xanadu and physical sounded much better.
Okay, so did you say acrobatic? God bless.
I did.
Yes,
I literally did say acrobatics. Yes. You are correct.
Acrobatics is what you
Give
want,
me an
right?
acrobatics check, yes. Please.
Okay. Oh, I did something terrible. All right. I did something terrible.
You did. So Rosenblood, it is not your day as you come down. One of the equivalent of a dew claw on a bird. I don't really know. The one in the back. You hook into one of these stones, but you find a narrow little cavity between 2 stones, and you are going to fall face first into the water.
I'm going to lift my face up out of the water and look directly at Bacchus and just say, "Don't." Not a word.
Yeah, you don't take any damage, and you're going to not travel very far downstream, but you're going to be about off that rock. You're gonna be right where I placed you there, about 5 feet in front of that last stepping stone.
Could have stayed where I was, and I was doing fine. But it's okay.
Good.
It's okay. Right. No, Cody, it's okay. Let's move on to let's go to Talia.
Talia, Al Ghul. All right, no, Tastra is gonna make a roll there. Tastra's gonna do the same thing. Give a long bow shot toward number 2. She feels the melee, as it were, would probably be better toward her compatriot to her left now. And she is going to, that's a 19. She's going to hit it. Let's pull this other die out and give it a shot. Well, she's hitting. She's not having a lot of success with it in terms of the damage she's doing, but she's hitting. She's going to shoot an arrow, pop number 2 probably in where a couple of the bends in its claw arm go. She's going to wound it. She's not going to kill it. It's looking rough. It's looking pretty bad, but it's not dead yet. It's still ready to fjord this river and come attack the people who've killed 2 of its brethren. So Tastra, annoyed, is going to put her longbow in her back, and she's going to come up probably to about here because she's awaiting yet a second person who needlessly found their way into a river. And you fully expect that once you get to her, she's gonna tell you as much.
The one that can kill the crab in one shot.
So,
except she did too. Let's not talk about it anymore.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, all right, Jenny, it is your turn.
Oh goodness.
Also, Cody, I don't know if you've seen this yet. I'm pretty sure you have, but I posted in the group chat. I want to see this.
We'll Baby Bird, I'll feed you after this episode. Yeah,
okay.
There's gonna be some talk of that.
Oi.
All right, so Lindsay / Jenny, what you got?
What do I want to do?
Yes.
Let's see here.
Yes, have some.
Yes.
I know, I'm being indecisive. I'm being very indecisive.
You know the worst part about it is when you think and think and think about what you want to do, and then you roll the dice and get like a 1.
Right, so it's like all this thinking for nothing.
Yeah, for absolutely nothing. Okay, so as far as like my spells and stuff go, is it the at wills I can just do whenever?
Yes, yeah. Anything marked at will, you can as Eldritch Blast, you can blast.
Yeah, I'm gonna move so that Bacchus is not in my line in case something goes terribly
I was about to
wrong.
say, much like Star Wars, you can technically shoot through people or kind of But if you were to crit fail.
Just in case something goes bad.
Lindsay, remember Tanner?
I'm about to say, Tanner somewhere in the ether saying, my headhunter!
To be fair, I wasn't piloting.
To be fair.
And I'm going to go ahead and use my Eldritch Blast again on the crabbo in front of me.
Blast him!
So is it a German crab? It's a crabbo.
No, she's your...
10. Oh, I forgot the +4, so 14.
14. You are going to catch it, just narrowly, but you are going to hit it. So go ahead and give me a damage roll.
Nope. That is not a number, Lindsay. That's not going to help you.
So I know Tanner listened to the first episode of this. Do you think he regrets not joining in?
12.
Yes.
With a crit 10 again.
Gee, yeah, you sure did.
Lord.
Yeah, Jenny is... Well, if these things weren't floating down river, you guys might be feasting quite well on your journey. Crab number 2 is gone. Yeah. Crab number 2, you don't even really see what happens. That Eldritch Blast catches it between the eyes. It just turns upside down in the water and is gone. It's almost as if she disintegrated that thing. Bye, crab. Hope you find your dad.
Yep. And I'm just going to hang tight.
All right. That's something you can do. And number 3, at this point, he doesn't know who to go for because you all have done, other than Bacchus, you have all done some things to his family.
I exist.
I said some things, some private things to him.
Even the crab speaks.
That's right. Oh, actually, I'm looking at the handbook. I don't think crabs do speak a language. No, they don't. That's unfortunate.
So I couldn't technically speak to them with my speak with animals.
Oh, I mean, you specifically probably could, because I think it's... Oh, well, maybe. I don't know. I haven't explored that one that much, but they're not very intelligent, so you probably wouldn't get much out of them.
I can't imagine, so...
So, all right. Bacchus, because you started all this trouble.
Sure. Yes.
He's gonna find his way toward you.
That makes sense.
Basically, if you hadn't showed up and ruined their day and gotten them out of bed, they wouldn't be having this problem. And by problem, I mean funerals to attend.
The crabs have their picnic. I mean, you know.
That's the Crab Creek boys.
The Crab Creek boys, of which there is one remaining.
Yeah, I think you mean boy.
That's Justin, though. That's Justin. Boy. He's the main star.
Well, Justin is going to succeed for the first time in a while. One crab arm be damned. He is going to go ahead and make contact with Bacchus on this. So Bacchus, this claw is going to come find its way to you. Let's roll a little bit of damage. If I can grab the die I need. If I can grab the right die. You know, the 6-sided one that we always use for things.
So, Cody, are you actually rolling die over there?
I am.
Using the program? Okay.
I am. If only because I've had 2 sets of dice that I have not been able to use since March, and it sounds kind of fun to be able to roll a thing. So,
keep rolling.
You are going to take 4 damage.
Okay. That's something I can do.
Yep. A bit more stoutly than Birdman, so. And you are grappled.
Okay.
And that will end its turn. So, in a claw, what do you wish to do, Bacchus?
So as I am grappled, well, it just means I can't move, right?
Right, but you have the chance to escape.
Okay. What does it do to me trying to attack it while I'm grappled? Does that affect that in any way?
I believe if you can, it's going to be disadvantage.
Okay. So then, yeah, I'm definitely going to want to try to escape, and then we'll worry about attacking later. What do I need to do to escape, Cody?
For you, it's going to be a strength check.
Okay. Well, that's something I can make. Yeah, 24.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know, I think you succeed quite spectacularly. In fact, so you're going to go ahead and pop out of that claw. You push it open. It's full on Hercules. You just kind of wedge your hands in between, push, and it pops pretty quickly. And you see, like, you found a muscle that just twitch reaction gets you out of it. So you have escaped. Does that
take my action?
That's basically, it takes your movement at least.
Okay.
So
well, you tell me. I was gonna say, you tell me which one, my movement or my action.
Yep. I'm gonna give you action. I think you succeeded quite spectacular. Or excuse me, you can have your action. I'll give you your movement being taken away on that because you escaped pretty swiftly, pretty efficiently.
Okay. Then yeah, as soon as I get ungrappled, I'm gonna bring that axe down on his head.
All right.
That's something I can try. That's a 17.
Yeah. No, you succeed. Tell me how much damage. Which
plus 3.
Pretty how hard you hit here.
For 8 damage.
Just barely is he hanging on. And by that I mean at this juncture, you have put a crack from tip to tail on this bad boy's upper shell. Like, the fact that he is upright you find to be miraculous. But he's twitching as much as he is prepared to fight at this juncture.
Let me ask you this: would I have had enough move to draw that other axe?
No, so I'd say getting out of the grapple would take away your movement entirely.
That's fair. I wanted to go for a 2-weapon attack, but that's fair.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because grappled technically, your speed becomes 0 if you are.
Right. That makes sense. So. All right, then yeah, I'm out of stuff.
Yep. So just narrowly, you make your way out of the arm or of the claw. Yeah. The fact you're probably a little annoyed that Cody. You didn't actually put him down. You're kind of hoping the wind blows so you can take the credit for that. Right. But he's still barely upright. Rosenblood, you've moved about 10 feet down water because if you can imagine being soaked head to talon does not make you very acute at flying. So what do you wish to do there?
Well, it looks like I'm right by her, so I guess I'm going to reach my little bird arm out and say, little help?
You do. Give me a strength check.
I don't think I'm very strong. Birds are notoriously weak creatures.
It's true. You have hollow bones.
Yeah, like my cousin, Sweet D.
Shut up, bird.
Actually, I've got a +2 in strength for some reason. For some reason.
So I'm looking. Did you change your character sheet?
I swear I have not.
You have. Oh well, no, you have +2 on a saving throw, which
Oh, okay.
I guess is kind of accurate on this one. Yeah, just go ahead and give me a strength check. We'll add that too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not much of a challenge for you because actually Tastra rolled the same thing. She rolled a 16. So you extend one of your wings with the arm or with the hand on it, and she's going to grab it, laughing a bit as she feels the danger is pretty much muted at this juncture. But she's going to laugh as she pulls you out of the water and gives you a. Did you enjoy your ride?
So tempted to just pull her into the water, but those are his bird inner thoughts, by the way. He just shrugs and looks away, embarrassed.
Yeah, that's going to take a good chunk of your movement action, at least. It'll take about a third of it. Do you wish to move any more inland?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of just step around next to her and Ginny, if I can. If possible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you should have control of this guy. I'm going to make sure that you do while I am thinking about it. I'll move you here. And then we'll do the clicky clicks. I'm going to add that back. Now go ahead and give me a try. Can you move your guy around?
Nay.
Well, I have no idea then. We'll troubleshoot later. Because I've got it as you can move him. Like the two people that can edit and control are me and you. But oh well.
That's weird.
All right. You're pretty soaked, but you've made it back to shore safely. As I said, no damage taken on the fall, just your pride more than anything, and you can maybe attribute that for whatever you wish. But it's going to be Tastra's opportunity to go. And after pulling you out, she's just going to move up. She sees what's going on here, cares to waste no more time. She's just going to grab a dagger. She's going to unsheath a dagger from her hilt and her hip, and she's going to go ahead and just try to jam it in this crack that you've made, Bacchus.
Yeah.
And she is going to succeed. I know I'm not going to roll damage because, one is it.
The loneliest.
So, that's right. That you ever known. 2 would be as bad as 1, but there were 4. So Tasha's going to bring that dagger right in that crack of the shell, and you just see the crab legs twitch, splay, and fall out on the shore. She pulls that dagger out, kind of gives a curt wipe on her leather pants, sticks it in the hilt, and your combat is over.
Okay.
She looks at the three of you and says, well, that was far more adventurous than I had planned to make that, but we made it to the other side, so at least I feel confident.
Looking at Rosenblood, Bacchus as he rings out various things on him, says, what about you, but I was due up for a bath anyway.
I prefer my baths to be a little bit more quality than a dirty creek in Bumville, but yeah, it'll do. I almost said something else and I caught myself.
Oh, good. That's exactly what we wanted to have.
Yeah.
She's going to give you a bit of a glower and acknowledge as much of, I may not want to help defend these people because I don't really have a specific attachment to them, but Bumville feels a little low for a group that you've seemingly promised to help.
Just because I'm helping them doesn't mean I can't make fun of them.
She gives purses her lips a little bit, but that'll be about all she says to that. She looks at the other two of you.
Rosenblood, you're not doing yourself any favors.
What? I'm being endearing. That's what people do when you people do when you like each other, don't you? Jest? Like I could make fun of Bacchus's face or your lack of a beak, but, just try to be friendly.
She quickly just looks at you and says, before you continue to ingratiate yourself to the citizens of the land, let's move on, shall we?
And Rosenblood nods and then nudges Jenny and says, what does ingratiate mean exactly? All right.
Is anyone
Just
gonna
keep moving on?
Is anyone gonna respond and answer?
No, because Bacchus also does not know and does not want to admit.
I mean, you had me second guessing myself. Well done. I was like, did I use that word right? Like, I've used that on broadcast. I'm gonna make myself look real dumb if I've used it wrong before.
He's going back 10, 15 years of history.
That's right. I was like scanning, just like, oh no, what have I done?
Her name is Krabappel? I've been calling her Crandall.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, why'd that get me?
Okay, so as you make your way out of the water, you're going to dry off a little bit, make your way forward, and, well, there's at least no more water to cross in the next path that you make, but you start to find your way toward a clearing that starts to get a little bit colder as you make it, and as you turn through the trees to make it here, you are going to see, if the map has been revealed to you now.
Yeah.
Shannon, you might appreciate the icon that I used.
I do.
Let's say.
It was the first thing I noticed.
Yeah. So the four of you from the southeast, as it were, so I'll just go ahead and drag you onto the map. 1, 2, 3, and yes, please ignore the tile sizes, because sizing this one up did not cooperate as nicely as I'd hoped.
It's fine. It never does.
Yeah, learning about... I feel like I blew all my beginner's luck last week. You guys were like, oh, he knows the programs. Like, no, he really doesn't. He just got quite fortunate and everything worked properly. The four of you come through this clearing and you feel the air get strangely cold. And in the middle of this clearing, you see a pyramid that, from a distance, appears to be made entirely of ice. It's not very tall. It's about as tall as Rosenblood, actually. It's about 5 feet tall. And at least from this distance, you can make out a glittering blue speck. And I didn't get a chance to put this on for terrain, because it's hard to get close, though, as all around its base is a thick tangle of thorny bushes.
Well, that seems highly out of place.
Yeah, to Taster, I'm going to ask specifically, is this always here? Or for that matter, is this something you're familiar with?
Not that I recall, she kind of says under her breath to you. I've been through the forest a number of times, maybe not this way specifically, but I don't recall ice being a part of it.
That's the moment that it's clear that she's not sure what's going on. Bacchus is going to draw both of those hand axes. Then I suggest we keep our wits about us.
Most definitely.
That's fair. As you move across, because the path, as Tasha's going to lead you, is going to go to the east and then to the north. You're going to end up going to the northwest to get out of this area. You are... do any of you care to get any closer or take a look at this thing?
I kind of want to investigate it.
Yes, my bird-like curiosity drives me to want to know more.
Yeah, I'm following the leader 100% on my part. Wherever she's going, I'm following right behind.
All right, so for the two of you, not necessarily getting any closer, because like I said, I would, maybe if I can draw a little circle real quick, let's do a shape. Shapes are hard.
Fire indeed hot.
Sure, why not? I meant to do an ellipses, but a square is fine.
The ice
rectangle,
can be hot.
Whatever.
Cody, the more troubling
cold
thing
it
is
burns.
that green is not a creative color.
That's true.
I'd used it specifically. Thank you.
Lindsay, don't hug me.
Curious.
Scared.
So for one of you at least, if any of you do wish to get closer, Rosenblood, are you going to join her?
Yes, and I am I still unhoverable with the water, or now that I'm out, can I fly over the thorns and get a closer look?
It's only been about a mile, so I wouldn't say you've dried out completely yet.
You haven't shaken enough.
Yeah, you haven't quite done that. I will say that the thorny bushes at the bottom don't... I mean, they're there. If you are persistent enough, you could probably find your way through them. It's not as if they're insurmountable. But for the two of you, especially in Jenny, if you're going to get this close to it, I would like to have a perception check, please.
Okay.
Also, Lindsay, I believe if you look in the Discord, this is what you require of me.
What? Hang on. I got too many windows. That wasn't quite the bird shaking, but that is hilarious. I appreciate that.
That bird looks insane.
This is how you get up every day, isn't it?
Well, my curiosity is gonna bite me in the butt.
No, Jenny, you see a pyramid of ice. That's it.
Okay.
It might just be blue. As far as you know, it's just blue rocks piled in the middle of the field.
Ooh, shiny.
Rosenblood notices the perplexed look on her face as if she is a toddler seeing Jingling Keys for the first time. And he's going to get closer and also take a look and see what she's so fascinated by.
All right, then as you get closer, I too wish for you to make a perception check, please.
All right, I don't think I have any bonuses on perception, do I? Let me see.
Let me take a look. As I realize I've probably been sitting too far away from the microphone, so I'm going to have to normalize the hell out of this.
+2. I got a +2.
Okay.
See if it does anything. Ooh, shiny.
I mean, less shiny in terms of that. You probably feel a little bit more capable. You do recognize that it is actually a pyramid of ice. That's what you get. You can't really see inside. You still see kind of, you pivot from your left foot to your right foot for lack of using talons or claws, whatever the hell. As you kind of shift back and forth to take a look and get a different angle, see if the light refracts differently through it, you do notice that blue speck kind of in the center, but that's about all you can tell. You think there's something inside of it. You don't know what it is. You don't know if it's ice, just darker in the center, but you can tell it is a construct made of frozen water.
But look over at Bacchus and our lead and say, "There's something in here."
Yeah, Tastra.
For the record, I did know her name. I just forgot it. And just kind of call them over and just say, like, there's something in here I think you guys might want to look at.
Tastra kind of looks at the two of you, Ginny and Rosenblood. She looks over to Bacchus and says, "They don't strike me as the outside adventuring type, do they?"
Not quite. And believe me, I'm here on a very particular mission, so I'm following your lead here. Time is of the essence, was my understanding.
Indeed it is. Tastra wants nothing to do with this. It's unfamiliar, and she says to the two of you specifically, "I haven't survived as long as I've had being a hunter in these lands by interfering with things of which I don't understand."
All right, fine, but if there's time on the way back through, I want to look at this closer.
Yes, fine.
She looks at you, Bacchus, as if to say, "Okay, sure, whatever."
Yeah, that's
kind
of
appease them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever it takes. That's fine.
And that is what you seem to do. So, unless you guys have anything else, you're going to start making your way toward this northeast and get the heck out of Dodge around this one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that thing as we go by. I'm not interested in getting any closer to it, but
yeah, kind of backpedal your way, keeping your eyes on it as you get through the clearing.
Yeah. There's no sound or anything coming for it, and like it's definitely, or from it, I'm assuming, and it's definitely too warm for there to be like an ice sculpture here for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Specifically, that. Yeah, you nailed it.
No, too weird for my blood. And what am I gonna do? Chop it? Like no, that's not Bacchus's move here.
You got 2 axes, man.
Yeah,
that's double the chopping.
I chops the wood, not the ice. Ice is in and of itself like not an unfamiliar concept to Bacchus, but very much a look at Ice Rockefeller out here in the middle of the forest with his ice block.
Too good to be water.
Yeah, some rich person definitely dropped their ice in the forest, and that's all he needs to know.
Oh Lord, that's funny.
Is it a giant's ice cube?
Hey, we don't talk about giants like this out here.
No, it's safer that you
watch
don't.
your mouth.
Because, spoiler alert, you might be seeing one at some point later on today, or later on in this campaign. It's kind of the whole crux of it.
That picture I just put on the Discord is actually my face when I think about that.
Oh boy. Oh baby. That's probably the safest way to look at it. As the four of you make your way through this clearing, you start hearing an out-of-tune whistle. But you hear someone just kind of... Tastra kind of draws her longbow, not really knowing. Typically, if someone's a hunter, you don't make noise. You kind of try to make yourself as nondescript as possible. As you come through, and I don't have a map for, but as you come through the clearing, as you're going to the northeast, you're going to find yourself a halfling druid. Someone who is just whistling along on this path. There's no more ice. As you clear that clearing, you're not going to feel any of that cold chill, any of that kind of slight wind blowing. It feels much more like the forest is supposed to. Tastra, and I would assume the three of you, if you are following in kind, are going to come about this person, just whistling, picking some herbs, kind of gathering things amongst the forest. And he whistles along. Tastra is going to maybe let down the longbow slightly and give a quick whistle of her own. And that's going to pop this person up. Take a look. He's kind of startled. Oh, Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you come by. May I help you? Tastra isn't really expecting to see anybody at this portion and asks, yes, we're on our way to Weeping Rock. What can you tell us of this pyramid of ice? Are we seeing things? Have you seen this? He gives a bit of a chuckle. He says, I'm sorry. I don't really put any signage around it. There are some ice methods giving some trouble around here. They caused some mischief for me last season, or at least last winter, when I was gathering some herbs trying to get ready for the end of growth season. People don't really venture around here too much, so I didn't really find it to be worth my time. I froze them in that pyramid. They were becoming a bother, and so I decided to lock them up. I plan to dispose of them eventually, but I am thankful you didn't interfere with it, did you?
We almost did.
Bacchus looks at the other two with the same look that Jim from The Office looks at the camera.
She tried to.
Look, you can't have something completely out of place and me not want to know what it is.
In my defense, there aren't many people coming around. This is, even for you, and he motions to Tastra, knowing, at least by her garb and by her approach, that she's a hunter. People don't typically find their way intentionally going out to Weeping Rock. That's not a place they tend to go, so I thought it was pretty safe and something I could deal with later. But, I understand that that's a bit intriguing, so I do give my sincerest apologies for giving you some trouble. Here, for almost causing a bit of conflict. Let me gift you a little bit. And he is going to cast Goodberry. It is a level 1 transmutation spell. And he is going to have 6 berries appear in his hand. And he is going to look toward specifically Bacchus and Rosenblood and say, "Oh, fellows, you appear to have taken a little bit of maybe damage. You've been wounded a bit. Here, take a couple of these. See if they help you out a little bit."
I'm definitely gonna look over Tastra for a minute. Very yes, no, not asking aloud, but with the eyes.
She gets a sense he's all right, so she kind of gives a shrugging sure.
Okay.
She knows of the phrase. She sees the berries in his hand and doesn't seem alarmed of them specifically.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Rosenblood's already swallowed his, and he looks over at her nodding approval and goes, "Well, that's good."
All right, Rosenblood, because you have swallowed, because it's 6, I imagine you probably split them 3 and 3. Rosenblood, add 3 HP back to your health.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Bacchus, at this juncture, it's still up to you.
Yeah, no,
Rosenblood hasn't keeled over just yet.
Sorry, I said it aloud. It wasn't very loud. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and eat him.
Okay, yeah, then same thing. You are going to take back good berry, very, very small. It's just 1 HP per berry, so 3 for you as well.
All right. I'm almost back to full.
There you go. So with that, Babano is how he will introduce himself. Babano, Babano, however you want to call it.
That's Babanos.
Babano.
Babano. Let's call the whole thing off.
There you go. Havana is going to look at the 4 of you and again kind of inquire, well, since the topic has come up, what brings you to this part of the forest? It's very rare that I see people venturing toward this region. I tend to find some very good herbs that help out with some of my druidic activities, as you were, but it's not typically an area patrolled or traversed by outsiders. What have you business going this way?
We're on a mini quest to find a giant slayer.
So I hear mini quest and I immediately thought of the game. It was like Lindsay just pulled up her menu in Skyrim.
She just ventured left and just ran into something.
She's just following the arrow on the compass rose atop the screen.
It's like, ooh, where will this take us?
Also in Skyrim, afraid of running across giants randomly.
Or crabs, even.
Time for crab.
Oh, goodness. So, a giant slayer? Giants? Am I to believe that there is something happening around here? I'll admit, I've heard that a number of giants have been moving around the forest recently, but I haven't come across any.
We've come across a few villagers that have unfortunately lost their home due to one.
Oh, no, that's... giants will do that. Unfortunately, if you are so unfortunate as to have one cross your path, and you seem to be not even welcoming, but just having the means by which to do so, they're going to take their claim on it.
That's what I warned them.
Have you seen many giants around here?
No. My journeys leave me specifically in this small section of the high forest. I don't, as you can imagine, someone who enjoys the fruits of the earth and acting within its influences, I don't go seeking out something certainly as large as a giant. That's not something in my purview most days.
Yes, but good man, you must understand that those of us who do not seek adventure often find ourselves within it regardless. And Bacchus is pretty clearly referring to himself and says, and yet you seem, gesturing back toward the pyramid, capable of handling yourself.
Certainly. I am skilled enough, it seems, to be able to handle myself. As a druid, I have some spell casting skills that I have honed over time, but I wish not to get involved in any activities. I keep to myself. It is a limited existence, but one that I certainly cherish. So, as it seems an invitation you extend to me toward adventuring is kindly received, I will alas have to turn it down.
Then so be it, but be prepared.
I shall keep myself attuned to the mother of the planet and find what I may, and hopefully avoid the purview of these creatures.
Okay, that was great.
There you go. I'll say I didn't know. Typically,
Bacchus is a man
of
few words, so he's very much
indeed
going to. If the disengagement is clear, he's going to back off. I mean, he'll shake his hand.
I'll be honest. Yeah, and he'll extend it as well. Admittedly, I was waiting to see if Rosenblood or Ginny had anything to add, but Tastra is much the same way as you, Bacchus. She's, at this point, I don't think she even really appreciates the magic show that gives a pyramid of ice in the middle of a forest, but I don't think she's really too fussed to see with what he could bring to the table, seeing as she's still not wholly convinced she's going to stick around for the fight. So she gives a curt, thank you for your warning, thank you for your good tidings. Tell me, and she'll ask, have you heard of Jaya Giant Slayer? Babano looks perplexed and says, well, other than the interesting rhythm and rhyme of her name, it does sound quite beautiful. No, I'm not familiar with a Jaya Giant Slayer. Is that of whom you seek in this region?
That's what we're
allegedly.
Told. Well, I wish you safe travels as you endeavor deeper into the high forest and toward what I assume would be Weeping Rock as your destination. But no, I am unawares of a Jaya of any variety here in this area. This is not a name of which Babano is familiar.
That's going to give Bacchus enough reason to ask Tastra once they disengage from this guy. Is it possible that this halfling sent us on a fool's errand?
And she'll say outright, even in front of Babano, as you guys kind of give your farewells, because at this juncture, Babano is more than content to go back to plucking herbs. He acknowledges you guys are on your way, and he has more of his activity to pursue. Tasha's going to look at you and say, no, Pello is a stubborn man. He believes wholeheartedly in what he speaks, in any endeavor. He is resolute in what he seeks. I don't know him to be someone who would send us on an intentional fool's errand. I'll at least say that. I am much like many in the community. I've never laid eyes upon this Jaya Giant Slayer and don't necessarily believe her to be someone who is here, but in the interest of maybe giving a courtesy to Pello. He's, as I mentioned, maybe not always so courteous as to be fair to exchanges, but he is a good man. And so I will grant him this before we leave, if that is indeed what we decide to do.
Fair enough.
And so as you see Babano kind of wander down a path, he's going to kind of go along his way. You can tell, maybe not alluded to too much, a little hard of hearing, so as you discuss, he's not going to really turn away or turn his head back toward you. He doesn't really seem too interested either way. He's going to pick his herbs, and you guys, following Tastra's lead, are going to make your way further into the forest.
That's something we're all gonna do.
That's something we can do.
That is something you're all gonna do. I would hope it is something you can do. As you find your way through here, you are going to see this path continue to wind uphill for a period of time. You feel like you're ascending. You think that, at least if topography is to be believed, and Rosenblood, you've been around mountains enough to know that you're probably getting closer to where you need to be. The trees begin to thin out, and you find yourselves following a fast-flowing stream. And in fact, coming to the top of a small rise, you find yourselves up in front of this source of water, the very weeping rock for which this region is spoken. You see this gray boulder about 50 feet high and topped with moss. From the angle you are coming toward this bridge, or at least toward this region, you see the rock resemble a stony face with a low cave for a mouth and a craggy nose here up here. A steady gush of water flows from these two regions specifically, these two wide holes that resemble sad, weeping eyes. A floor flowing down the waterfall and toward you. It's kind of a hill. This grass you see underneath is generally supporting this bridge as it goes across.
Okay.
That looks...
The four of you make your way. Tastra, I keep forgetting I gotta drag you here. So Tastra, go ahead.
I was gonna make a depressing joke about myself there, but I'll leave it alone.
Oh boy. I do worry. I will say, you, Rosenblood, you've probably traveled enough to shake loose the water on your feathers. You're probably dry enough, if it comes to it, to be able to navigate through the sky as you are capable.
All right.
I will say, for the four of you, I'm assuming, as Tastra specifically, she's not really been out here. She's been told of Weeping Rock, but she's generally engaged by what it looks like. She can certainly see the face, and that's intriguing to her. So she's going to kind of take a deep look at this rock. She's going to kind of see what's inside and kind of look into the craggy mouth, as it were. And she doesn't really notice anything.
Now she's interested in exploring.
So she's kind of going to go take a look here. As you all approach the bridge, I'm going to ask you all to make a perception check.
Okay.
See if I can do better than last time.
I did.
Same.
8 total.
3 total.
22.
Rosenblood, you're really not doing great at the observation thing. For a birdman, you are struggling with the sea.
He's wrapped up in himself right now.
Back and Catastrophe standing there, both going, "Well, that sure is a rock."
Yep, and Rosenblood doesn't even think it's a rock. He actually starts talking to it as if it's an actual face.
No, I look at Tastra and Bacchus and I say, that's clearly not a rock. That's liberal propaganda. That is clearly a that is a tree.
Disregard that,
with
Frank.
with hard bark.
That's right.
Liberal bullshit.
So, you know what I'll tell you? So do. So do. Jenny, your astute vision is going to point out something much more nefarious. As you look into the right eye of this weeping rock, you're going to find something that you've read about, probably has your interest, but not something you really wish to encounter. You see a harpy.
Ooh.
You see that. It's right there.
We have a visitor up in there.
And as soon as you get that out of your mouth, you have very little time to do so. This harpy is going to start singing its luring song.
Oh, good.
And everybody here, I need a wisdom saving throw.
Everybody do the flop.
Is that a charm sleep type thing?
Oh, my friend, you will find out soon.
Okay.
So-
Because I have resistance to thingies.
Yeah,
Kodu, did you say wisdom check?
I got a
I did
13.
say a wisdom check. Okay.
Boo. Ouch.
Oh.
All right, Rosenblood, he's about to make up for all the stupid things he's done. Watch his bam. Oh, snap.
Okay. So, as noted in Star Wars, skills checks do not give a crit or any benefit, but you do succeed exceedingly. Let's roll for Tastra. She is someone who does need to do it. And it is a cruel twist of fate, because the one that noticed it
Did the worst.
is going to at least start stirring a little bit. And I know you said you have a little bit of resistance against things.
It says the.
Oh, you do have advantage on saving throws.
Yeah, it's advantage against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep.
Go ahead and give me a second throw then. Yes, you do.
Okay. I didn't know that's how that worked. So.
Yeah, no, that's my apologies.
Oh,
even worse.
No.
Well,
we'll stick with the first one.
Yeah. Well, I said there's no crit fails in a skill check.
It's still bad.
Oh,
brother.
You touched my stereo.
It's because I opened my mouth and alerted them to her.
Join the harpy army.
Three of you stand tall, but Bacchus, Rosenblood, and Tastra all look as Jenny's eyes glaze over, and she starts making her way off the bridge and toward that harpy.
No.
Do you think she knows her?
No. No.
We broke Cody.
Someone would react to that.
We broke Cody.
No. Okay, so Jenny's going to start moving her way there. Do any of you wish to stop her? Because you can tell nothing's stopping her yet.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to start calling out her name.
I think I'm just going to pull my bow out and shoot at the harpy.
Oh.
Wait, do you know it's
okay.
there? Do we all know it's there at this point?
That's the thing. I don't think... She alerted you to the harpy existing. I don't know if you have seen it yet, but you can hear it. So, I mean, you're certainly capable of trying to...
Why don't you just go and stop her? Don't get in her way. You can fly there.
Okay, you're right. He's gonna do the right thing in this one particular case. I'm gonna fly over there, just get directly in her way and grab her. Or at least try to.
That's going to be a grapple, so go ahead and give me a strength check. And Jenny, I need you to give me a strength throw as well, because this is going to be a strength contest.
Lindsay, I need you to... This is the only time I want you to roll a 1.
I make no promises.
So I want you to roll first, and then I want to tell the audience what you rolled.
I rolled a 2, and I have no bonus.
I got you with a 12.
All right. So Rosenblood is going to land right in front of Jenny, and you can tell she's fighting not very much. She is in a daze. She doesn't really have much in the way, but you grab her and you give her a couple good jolts, and you see the glaze kind of fade from her eye a little bit. In fact, you shook her pretty hard. Jenny, go ahead and take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
What are you doing, Jenny?
What?
Bacchus is already going dual axes out, and basically he's just going to start shouting something to the effect of, we're not here to play any of your games. Reveal yourself.
I just got visions of Mr. Furious from Mystery Men. He doesn't know what he's attacking, but he's ready to fight. And he's just looking around, swinging at everything.
That's what he knows how to do.
Oh, all right. So, by the way, all three of you, other than Jenny, are immune from a harpy song for the next 24 hours.
That's good to know.
If it does try again, you needn't.
So what you're telling me is, if I'm at work tomorrow and somebody starts singing, I'll be like, not this time.
Nope.
Yep, nope.
Not today.
I will not fall to your wiles. That harpy is going to laugh very ominously, and specifically Bacchus in a response to you. What good does it give me to get out of here? I feel like I'm outnumbered, and I don't wish to hurt my day by drawing some blood.
Okay, now I'm going to shoot her in the face.
Okay. If you're going to shoot, she's not really paying attention to you. She was responding to Bacchus. I'm going to give you a sneak or a surprise attack round, and then we're going to roll some initiative. So let's go ahead and roll initiative, and then we'll see how your surprise attack goes.
So this is for initiative. Okay.
Yep.
Nizzle.
Well, that's pretty good. 16.
Yep.
I got a 7.
16, 20, 7. Rosenblood.
9.
9. Okay. And then was that first one your attack?
What first?
Your 10 plus 2?
No, that was for shaking Jenny and getting her out.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So go ahead and give me. I should roll for this harpy here.
But we don't want to get harpies.
We already had crabs.
Yeah, it's a bad day for you guys. I gotta move her just long enough to grab that. All right. So let's go ahead and sort. There we go. All right, Rosenblood, give me your roll. Show me your moves.
All right. So does a sneak attack just means I get to go out of turn? Or do I actually get a bonus to it?
Yeah. No, in this situation, at least for this, because she's aware that you're around because she's been observing, but she wasn't noticing that you were kind of getting ready to do something to her. So go ahead and give that shot. Just straight
That's
up
the
and
thing, Shannon. You wanted him to be less Falco and more Captain Falcon.
Then just show you some moves. I'm just gonna look at Bacchus and say, enough of this. Pull the bow out. Take the shot.
Oh.
So you're going to Conan and the Barbarian. Enough talk, and then throw a dagger right in her chest.
How about you?
How about you? Oh, yeah, 18's going to hit. Homeboy, let's get some damage on that.
All right, I need to remind myself of what it is.
What it is, yo? What's up?
183 plus 1d8 plus 3. Jesus.
Spoiler alert, 183 points of damage will kill her.
183 is actually the area code for the Weeping Rock.
All right, so 6 points of damage. When I type in numbers into this green circle, do you guys see that at all?
Green circle?
No. What green circle?
As I just put in a number. Are you guys seeing anything?
Like on the map?
No.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think you can see it if you click on it, but don't do that.
I don't see it.
Well, now I'm
I don't see a
curious.
green circle anyway, so.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's completely
I don't
gone.
see a circle at all.
All right, fun. Okay.
Oh, I found it.
Yep, there you go.
No, I'm kidding.
Honestly,
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I didn't.
I mean, you can. It's fine. Basically, it's just whatever her HP is left, which I can just write down. I'm just being a lazy turd right now. All right, so Harpy has been wounded a bit, and she's not happy about it. So, despite any inclination you think that someone like this would have to stay in their area, you can tell that she's feeling frisky now. You've pissed her off, and she's ready to do something. But D&D terms, she's pretty low on the order. So, let's go ahead and roll, because Tastra has a chance up first. She's going to draw that longbow, and she is not going to hit. She's
Damn.
Okay.
She's a little bit taken aback by all of this action. She is going to miss on this shot. That longbow is going to rifle an arrow, and it's going to go into the waterfall. She misses this Weeping Rock cavern, and it's just going to go into the water. And she is going to, feeling pretty advantageous to where she's at, she's going to stay on this rock bridge, but she's going to go ahead and move a little bit further into the bridge to kind of give her a straight-on shot next time. And that is going to wrap up her turn. So, Bacchus, it's you. This Harpy's still pretty far away, though.
Yeah, which is why I'm going to put away those axes and switch to a javelin.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hurl that bad boy.
Okay.
So, let's see here. Oh, it's the same thing. Awesome. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 24.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
That'll hit. Go ahead and give me some damage on that javelin.
Something I can do.
Javelin.
Javelin. I already had it set up. Sweet. Max damage 9.
Dag. Okay. Yeah, you catch her wherever you would catch the center of a harpy. I was gonna say the chest, but probably kind of in that upper shoulder where her dominant arm would be.
Yeah.
You catch her clean, and that's gonna hurt a little bit.
Awesome.
Y'all want to see a bird fight?
Well, you're probably going to see a bird fight. Anything else there, Bacchus?
That's what I'm looking to see. I don't know if there's anything else I can do because my move's going to be taken up switching those weapons out, I assume. And I really don't have anywhere else to move anyway, frankly. So, yeah, no, we'll stick with that. I'm good.
Well, this harpy is up, and while she's got 40 feet of movement, if we're going to go a little bit out of game, I don't think that's going to get her in a position to get to anybody. Because this...
That's it.
She
Looks
might
like
be able
it.
to get up on Rosenblood. Yeah. Well, because she's up. The waterfall is going to be about 20 feet up. So it's going to expend all 40 of her feet to fly to come 20 feet down and to come to you. So, that's unfortunate, my friend, because she is going to, in fact, do that.
I ain't scared of no bird. I am a bird.
She's kind of a bird.
Harpy's not really a bird, but sure.
All birds look alike.
She's got a multi-attack.
Oh, never mind. I don't want to fight it anymore.
Oh, goody.
Yep. She is going to 2 different attacks, one with claws and one with a club. So she's going to swing at you with the claws on her right hand, and she'll swing a club with her left.
Yeah, she probably looks a little more like this, if I'm guessing. Pause for processing. Pause for processing.
Pause for load. Pause for load. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
actually, that is specifically what it is.
We've fought harpies before.
Oh,
you know what a harpy
my
is.
harpy battles go back to Ultima Online. We're talking about, when I was...
You sure they don't go back to Castlevania Bloodlines?
Touche.
Yes. So, as a DM, I'm curious how I want to do this, because she whiffs with one of those strikes.
Uh-oh. Like big time whiff?
Yeah, you know what? A big time whiff.
Call, man.
So you know what? She's going to come down. She's going to swing with that clawed hand, as my alarm tells me something. She swings with that clawed hand, and she misses so violently. I'm actually going to give her disadvantage on that second attack. And you know what? She rolled just poorly enough, because there's not really a modifier on it. She's going to miss you both ways. She came down. She's been wounded so deftly by Bacchus that she swings with those claws and kind of spins herself around. You would imagine she's trying to do like a spinning back fist with that club, but instead she completely whiffs on that too and is just seemingly dazed as she's trying to look and see where she's supposed
Bacchus
to be.
Bacchus did track and field back in high school, so he's got that arm.
Yeah, you're adept with that, no doubt. All right, so Ms. Harpy is not going to really do much. She's not worse for wear. She's not bloodied just yet, but you can tell she's a bit disoriented, and Rosenblood, that gives you an opportunity.
So if I were to put my bow away and pull out one of my short sword, is that something I can do since I'm not moving? Or is that two things?
I'll go ahead and hand wave it and just say that's all of your movement taken away. So you can do that. I think technically it's supposed to be an action, but I don't really care for that all that much. So go ahead and just do all of that, and then draw the weapon you're going to use to attack.
So let me roll, before I say how cool it looks, let me first make sure that I don't screw it up, because...
Oh, you're going to do a cool roll?
I got an idea of something that looks cool. It doesn't affect anything, but just seems cool. But let me make sure I don't screw it up first, because you know how I like to do that. Okay, that's pretty good. So basically, I'm assuming that's a hit, a 19, right?
Yes.
Okay. So imagine she does the back fist, she swings, Rosenblood ducks under it. As he's ducking, he's taking the bow, putting it behind him, grabbing the sword in the same, spin around, and then just stabs. It's very fluid, it's very cool. It was directed by John Woo.
Doves are flying out of the caverns of the Weeping Rock.
And I think I'm related to them.
Probably. Hey, Steven, you're flying out of the cave.
It's the bad part. All right.
Okay, so yeah, you're going to do some damage. Just give me that damage with the short sword.
All right, 1d6 plus 5. That's a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you catch her in that other arm socket, on that other shoulder. You catch her in the fleshy part of it, and she is bloodied. You can kind of see her arms are limp, her wings are not fluttering quite as swiftly as they were previously. So you guys have beaten her down quite a bit. This is not what she expected when she was hoping to feast on Jenny just a few moments ago. Speaking of,
nobody eats Jenny.
Jenny, it's your turn.
It's my turn. Well, not real happy that she kind of got control of me. I'm going to put some distance between us.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot an Eldritch Blast at her.
Okay, go ahead and give me that attack roll.
13.
Right on the button. Go ahead and give me damage.
Thank God.
Pause for rolls. Pause for rolls.
Once I remember how to type,
No, you're good.
That's half the battle.
I'll be honest, that's part of the reason I've been rolling with real dice, is to avoid
7.
typing that often. 7. All right. Yeah, that Eldritch Blast explodes right in the center of her body. You catch her center of gravity, and she is wavering back. She is holding on for life at this juncture, but you can see Rosenblood, you're closest to her, you can see in her eyes that she has no interest in backing down. Basically, she has come this far. If she can get one of you, she's going to have something to feast on. So, alas, I don't think that opportunity is going to come for her.
I don't think so either.
Maybe. Tastra is going to take out that long bow again, square up, take a shot. Oh, and just, again, on the button, you guys are hitting the peak right there. What you need. Let's roll some damage. And I'm trying to remember what my damage is for this longbow that she has, because I haven't really shot with a weapon like that in a long time. All right, there we go. And that's just enough. That longbow is going to catch this harpy. That arrow's in between both shoulders, right dead center. You guys have kind of taken every part of between the every part of the sternum right there. You've all done that damage, and this is going to put her away. That harpy takes that arrow to the chest, and she falls backward into the water, and she's not moving.
Yay!
And with that, you are out of combat.
We'll look over at Bacchus and once again cleave the blade off. He's very particular about cleaning that blade off to make sure it stays pristine, and just kind of nods at him, trying to impress him. He won't admit it, but he's trying to impress Bacchus with his fighting ability.
That's fair enough. I mean, Bacchus acknowledges him. He doesn't say anything. It's a dual dude nod, like the kind of upward, the chin up nod. What's up? Yeah.
Beak up. Yeah.
Bird up.
All right. Bird up.
There it is. That's the worst D&D game on the podcast.
All right.
Just a bunch of Aarakocra.
Bird up.
Bird up. All right. Rosenblood, if you want to take a peer in or kind of take a glance, go ahead and give me a perception check. See if you...
Well, before...
If you wish. You don't necessarily have to.
I do.
But if you...
I do, but before that, I was going to say, can I... Since her body's right there and all that, are there any arrows I can take back?
Yeah, sure. If you want to see, I mean, that one that's implanted in her chest is fairly deep, but you can try to give it a quick pull. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Because I'm actually keeping track of my arrows this game. I'm trying to play by the rules, so...
Okay.
I figured I'd take...
Playing them better than I am.
Take every advantage that I can.
I don't think I've ever... Other than my own crossbow, I don't think I've ever actually followed weaponry.
15.
Or ammunition, as it were. Yeah. Yeah, you kind of bear down with those back talons in the ground. You give a sharp pull once or twice, and that arrowhead will come out clean. Tastra looks a little annoyed from a distance because she's like, well, dang it, that's mine. But she's not really going to care. She's got a quiver full, so.
Yeah, she doesn't need them. I need them. I'm a poor, struggling bird. All right.
Poor, struggling, majestic god bird, sure.
And now I'm going to, hover up and just kind of fly over and look inside.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perceptions plus... Where was it? I just saw you a second ago. There it is. All right, plus 2. 17.
Yeah. You go ahead and you soar up to the cavern that the harpy was contained within just a moment or two ago. You see some glinting metal amongst the rotting meat and bones that you assume are the victims of this harpy. But if you do so wish to extract some of that coinage as you get closer to it, you're going to have 75 gold pieces worth of mixed coins in your possession.
Disgusted, but yes, he's
I mean, you're by water. You can just rinse them off under the waterfall.
And that's what he shall do.
And that is something he can do. So you, a little worse for the wear, but you get 75 gold pieces you can stuff inside your backpack or your pouch, whatever it is you're carrying as a ranger.
Well, he's gonna look at it and then look at his compatriots, and he wants to split it up a little bit with them. If I can do that.
I mean, you certainly can. Yeah, it's your money.
All right, so you said it was 75?
Yeah, 75. So it's your money. You want it now. That's right.
All right, so
call JG Birdworth. 877 call now.
I'm going to give Jenny 25.
Yep.
And then I'm going to give Bacchus 20, and I'm going to keep 30 just because.
Well, it's good you do it that way because Tastra didn't really have interest in Harpy Gold.
He doesn't know her, and he doesn't think she likes him. And he's cutting his losses.
It's not very much. In this instance, it's not so much that she doesn't like you. She fears no real reason other than just as a hunter. She's like, it feels a little ill-gotten gains for her. Or at least she doesn't feel right taking dead man's money. But she's not going to shame you for doing so.
Bacchus ain't counting.
It's just a personal thing for her.
Puts it away.
That's why I'm sharing, is because sharing is caring, and I want a little bit of good karma. Okay.
All right. So you four, unless there's anything else you wish to perceive with a harpy dead in the water. Anybody? Pause for observation. Pause for observation.
Sorry,
I just went away from it at this point.
Parker in and out, so that's why I'm running back and forth.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, you guys are going to go ahead and cross this bridge. Tastra is going to follow along fairly easily. You know, obviously, it's a pretty stout bridge. Honestly, a little surprising for you, seeing that not too many people venture here, but Weeping Rock's beautiful, so you imagine people have done it at some point. As you move through this, you still have a few hours of journey to go. You wind your way through virgin wilderness, and as you find your heads ducking under a few trees into a clearing, there is a small, homely, bucolic cottage before you that looks a little out of place, surrounded by a small garden with a low fence separating it from the forest. Between two large trees is a netted hammock, and lying in that hammock is a half-elven woman wearing a simple white shirt and leather trousers. Her blonde hair is streaked with gray. She's snoring gently. A silvery medallion around her neck glints in the light as you guys approach, and a sheathed longsword rests against a tree trunk within easy reach. And that, my friends, is where we're going to leave it tonight.
All right, that was another good adventure.
It was. That was good stuff.
And look at that character development.
You did.
So
much character development for the group en masse that I had to create a character on the fly because your boy, the new DM, didn't think, oh yeah, they might convince Tastra to come with them. Who knew?
I'm just going to admit it while we're still recording. I messaged him in the moment, and I was like, oh, I just broke his game. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's not that you broke it. It's okay. I'll peel back at least for that portion. There were two guide options. One of them was a half-elf commoner. The other one was a stout hunter. So you would have had someone akin to it, but I felt because she's the leader of the pack, I needed to adapt a few things. So it was like, oh, I need to change a little bit of stats. Let's go. Because actually he was using the stats of a bandit with a short bow instead of a long bow. So it's like, oh, I need to compile a few new pieces.
I feel so incredibly lucky that I envision this character as... he's flawed, his arrogance and, all of that, but he's a good fighter. Like, he's good at what he does. And I was so scared that I would try to portray this character and that my roles would make me look like a complete ass. So I'm happy that at least when it comes to combat, he's living up to the potential I thought he would have.
I mean, most of the time until he flies out into the river and falls in.
Yeah, that one.
That wasn't his fault. The sun, the planet Uranus was bouncing off
Look, the action economy is in shambles.
That's right.
Look, why did we fall, Master Bruce?
So we can shake off the water when we get back up.
Cody, I hear that on July 4th they're opening up Hamilton again.
Oh, you will not bait me into that, sir. No. Perhaps with some bird cast members. That's all I'll give you. That's right.
Michael Bryan, Tim Robinson, Caitlin Olsen. Yeah.
Shut up, bird.
Shut up, bird. Oh, that's going to do it for this week's episode of PZ85 Plays. I want to say thank you to our players once again. Hunter as Bacchus, Lindsay as Jenny, and Shannon as Rosenblood. If you haven't quite pieced it together, I think they have found a person maybe matching the description of whom they seek, but we'll find out more about that individual sleeping in a hammock in next week's episode, in part 3 of the, at this juncture, Journey to Frickley. I think we'll still leave it there. Although, actually, no, I'll change it. You've heard of the person now. Giant Slayer is the name of this little module, this adventure, so it'll be the second part of Giant Slayer.
Well, that's not going to work for the way I've named it. We'll figure it out.
I mean, you can do Journey to Frickley Part 2. It's fine. We can just call it Giant Slayer amongst ourselves. That's okay. I don't care.
We'll figure it out.
I do want to give credit, at least, and I'll send this info to you. I want to give credit to MT Black, who is the individual who crafted this adventure module.
Yes,
well, I'll say that in good faith that you guys maybe won't look it up.
Yeah.
But,
hey, real quick, Hunter, let's give a quick shout out to MT Black.
Oh yeah,
yes. The person who's making me sound like a competent DM, wherever you are.
Hey, I've said it before on this show too. I very rarely run something without a module somewhere in there, even if it's just the skeleton of one. I'm not somebody to go through and homebrew a world and an entire thing like that. So I love taking a module and just picking it apart and doing what I want with it. So yeah, no shame in a module here.
So that is the module we shall run, and next week we will run part 3 of said module, and maybe, just maybe, depending on how the path back and maybe how they talk to Jaya Giant Slayer, we might actually wrap up this little adventure. We shall see.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got to start rolling more poorly. We got another week to go here.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I've got a couple things up my sleeve. Fear not. I think we can make this 4 weeks.
I'm gonna hold on. Assuming this character lives, I'm gonna hold on to him for future Dungeons and Dragons games because I've already got an attachment to that bird brain.
Good. Yes. Have some. But that shall wrap up this edition of PZ85 Plays. Again, thank you to our cast. Before not maybe revealing what's happening, I know tomorrow we may have a Pro Wrestling Unscripted.
No. Yes, because tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think they'll be doing PW again this week. I don't know for sure. Okay. I know that, personal stuff with both Asa and Dalton. Last week they did not do a show. I do not know the status of this. I've only talked to Asa in passing, and we've just kind of joked around and shared pleasantries. There was nothing serious.
There was Takeover War Games this weekend, so I wonder if they at least Dalton won't want a chance to maybe say something about that.
I would assume so, but they didn't say.
Talk about the new tank,
but they didn't say anything about Survivor Series. So
true.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's fair.
We'll all find out together. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's that. Tomorrow night, we're going to continue, I say we as if I'm involved, but continue the wrapping up of December, looking back at this godforsaken year that has been 2020 with any topic in mind for you guys of what you shall reminisce upon.
Hunter, when are you out? What is your last show?
This week is a rough week for me because I am busy all through the evening, both Thursday and Friday, so I don't suspect that I will be able to be on this week. Next week, I'll be on a Thursday.
Okay.
So we'll probably do our Spotify wrap-ups this week.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm good with that. That's going to be fun.
I may not be around, but I'll send you what I've got. Hunter, not to reveal too much about him, is an Apple Music user. So
I
Cody,
sure am, but I love
it. Cody, if you are available and you want to be on Thursday, you just say the word. You literally... Any show you want to be on, you have an open invitation.
I appreciate it. It'll be maybe 2 nights in a row doing D. I'll touch base with you.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
And then Friday, if it so happens, horsey time, birdie time. If not, then we'll just stick around. You know the podcast network. Sometimes we do a lot of stuff. Sometimes we don't do a damn thing. You know what? That's our choice.
And full disclosure, we did not do a horse time on Friday, Hunter. Tell them why.
Because we were playing Call of Duty.
Because we played Call of Duty instead. In fact,
right?
I could... Pulling back the curtain just a second, I can tell you that while playing Call of Duty, Hunter was actively checking the chat to see if anyone's going, hey, are we recording? And no one showed up. No. So we said, screw it. We're just going to play Call of Duty all night. And that's what we did.
That's fine. Because I probably wouldn't have been able to join in on Friday anyway. So it didn't work out too bad for me.
I was so confused when I got off work and I hopped on to see if you guys were still recording and no one was there. I'm like, wow, they got done early. I walked down to your place and you're just playing Call of Duty.
so early, Hunter didn't even have time to post.
We were ready to jump on it, but no one said anything. So we said, screw it. Now this week, if Hunter's not going to be there, I'll probably try to do something just because I'd hate to go 2 weeks in a row without it. But also, maybe I won't. It doesn't matter. Hunter's pretty much the reason I do Friday nights. So if he's not there, we'll see. If Tanner steps up to the bucket and takes care of business, maybe. We'll find out.
Oh, goodness.
We also, really quick.
Mysteries abound.
We hope you guys, speaking of mysteries, we hope you guys enjoyed last night's I Want to Believe. It was a fantastic episode, Hunter. Probably the best one we've done in a long time.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, you really got to go back and check that out. Some stuff that we didn't even know was going to come up just came up out of nowhere. So
I can't believe she said that.
I couldn't believe.
I mean, much like the monoliths in all these different places, including another European country.
They broke one, though. We'll talk about it. We talked about it last night. Go back and listen to it. Bye.
Yeah, there you go. So, if you sure, thanks for listening. This has been PZ85 Plays. I've been your Dungeon Master, Cody Sandusky. Thank you so much. Again, if you have thoughts on it, join in. Send them to me on Twitter at Cody Sandusky. I still check it sometimes. Reddit.com/r/Podzilla1985. And there's even a Facebook page out there somewhere. Sure. I don't subscribe to the Facebooks anymore, but you can definitely join in. Please tell us what you think and what you think of me DMing. Do you wish it was someone else? I sure do. Have you ever watched Gladiator movies? That's all we've got. Well, since Hunters can't really do it, Shannon, go ahead and send us off.
Bye-bye.